It was another day in Inkopolis. Actually, it's always daytime in Inkopolis. But anyway, the inaccessible train was going round and round in circles. The sky was blue. The air, non-existent. All to give the impression I was standing in the midst of a bustling metropolis and not in a computer-generated hub world. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary. But wait, I thought to myself, what's this billboard? I don't remember this, informing me of some kind of event the locals like to call Splatfest. Now, I had only stumbled upon this ink-infested world recently and was unaware of the term, but it did sound intriguing. By looks of it, I'd be rewarded either with money or strength. And although my scrawny little arms could do with a little bit of toning, money's elusive charm was a lot more captivating because I was broke. And when you're broke, the negative connotations that one might have about picking money, the source of all evil, greed and corruption, over fitness and health kind of get ignored.
Yeah, cash, prizes.
Yes, anyway, this being my first Splatfest, I had no idea what this billboard really represented, or the level of training I would need to take on the opposing force. You know earlier, when I said it's always day? Well, apparently, during an event, it's night. So, I was wrong about that. Please feel free to throw things at me as punishment for my ignorance, because that's obviously the right thing to do.
You suck!
Yes, thanks for that, Stewie. Thanks a bunch. The atmosphere was amazing. Fellow Inklings decided to group together and party the night away. There were lights, there was music, and there was
Anticipation.
I was ready, but as I approached the area's main centrepiece, I was stopped by a very rude and impertinent fellow. Weed, marijuana, coke. No, actually it wasn't him. I'm drunk! I think it's the alcohol. No, it wasn't him either, actually. It's actually this chap over here. Oi, you're not planning on going in there, are you? You're just gonna embarrass yourself? Excuse me? Well, look at you, scrawny arms, poor fashion sense, and ignorant weapon choice. If I were you, I'd at least buy myself a better looking jumper. You know, one that doesn't attract flies. Ah, I see you're about as mature as you are witty. What, do you think you're funny or something? Look at you. You're a mess. Your hat looks like it's from the 80s. About the same period of time as your joke, then. Hey, screw you. When the Splatfest tournament starts up, you're going down. What, down under? Because, I'll need a ticket for that. And then he left. What a twat. Having wasted enough time having pointless degrading conversations with myself, I ventured into the Splatfest tournament full of pretentious arrogance. I was pumped and ready to fight the good fight. For all those pound coins that have rolled down the drain, the ones who have been neglected down the back of the sofa, and for those that were wedged in the 10p arcade machines, I will do you justice. For every 1p that has fallen and not been picked up, for every note that has felt the washing machine draft, for every chocolate-covered 50p piece in your memory and humiliation, I will overcome, I will persevere, and I, the gaming psychologist... Do you ever wonder if your life is just one long loading screen?
I'm in space.
Dude, I'm like so mellow right now. I'm so like totally spaced. My mind, man. My mind is like a concrete ocean of plasticine, and it's like, and I'm like a tree just lying there on a giant sponge, drifting in the corners of an envelope. It's like, it's totally like tuberculosis, man. It's tuberculosis. Oh yeah, man. You either thought that was absolutely hilarious, or that I need immediate psychiatric help. Or both. Anyway, it was time to show these fitness freaks just how it was done. My tactic was relatively simple. From having played the level multiple times before, I realised that people tended to congregate in the middle, leaving the perimeter open. I would work my way around the edge at speed, covering as much ground as possible. However, due to a mistimed jump, things didn't get off to a good start. I dismissed it and immediately threw myself back into the action, only to be obliterated again 2 seconds later. My tactic remained the same though, but I decided not to jump this time. Swimming through the ink, I blasted out the other side and proceeded around the perimeter. Unfortunately, I'd been spotted and was being shot at, putting undue pressure on me. But I persevered, smashing my first kill into non-existence, but in my panic, ended up going the wrong way and was tragically shot to pieces. Looks like this was going to be a lot harder than I originally anticipated. Perhaps I should pick one or two off on the inside first. So I once again blasted myself into the action, and once again, I was obliterated. My frustration was continuing to grow. This would have been the perfect time to stop and have a cup of tea. But alas, this is an online game. There is no stopping, there is no resting, and there is no time for cups of tea. I decided to go back to my plan. I should have never have deviated from it in the first place. I found it decidedly amusing that someone had fallen into the same fate as I when I'd first started. Gutted! Someone was hot on my tail though, but I wasn't going to let them get the upper hand. Thankfully, the water level had dropped, which enabled me to climb out of reach and continue my mission before running into who wasted no time in The golden arrow spray was proof of his one-player perseverance, and so my defeat at his hands was a little less humiliating. I leapt down from up high, making my second kill before once again proceeding with my plan and sticking to my guns. But fire from up high forced me to divert and head straight over to their base. Was this suicide? Or a good opportunity to gain ground in the remaining minute of time I had left? My heart was racing. My eyes were glued to the screen. The intensity, it was real. I encountered another fitness freak and decided it was best to avoid his onslaught, hoping to just escape. But of course, life's just not that kind. Once more I was subjected to the Aerospray RG, a weapon I currently did not have access to. Frustrated and panicked by their complete onslaught, I abandoned my plan and desperately scrambled to ink whatever was left. The countdown was immense, and I was terrified. They had us in a corner and there was no way out. This was it. It was over. We were finished. It was the end. In my disappointment, I hung my head low. This wasn't just a defeat, it was a complete and utter whitewash. They had totally and completely obliterated us. The 2 points I got were of little consolation. No, I needed revenge. I needed the taste of victory. After all, they may have won the battle, but they hadn't won the war. This Splatfest wasn't over yet.
You suck!
Well, that was crap. Just like to give a congratulations to Ninstar for completing my Fun Killer course on Super Mario Maker. It's an exceedingly difficult course to beat, so congratulations to him for that. He's also managed to get the world record as well. So if you want to try and beat him, then by all means try and do that, and you'll also get a shout out as well.